Next is Harvard Ayers, and I have to tell you a little bit of something. So Harvard, this was Harvard's idea. We've mentioned 350.org several times, and several of us on the 350.org phone call last October heard about Harvard's idea. And so there are several of us that have been meeting since November every other week on the steering committee on planning climate convergence on Raleigh. I'd like to take the time to introduce folks, and if you can raise your hands. Harry Phillips is in the audience. Where did Harry go to? Yay. Liz Rose is over here. Yay. Afram that's going to be coming up speaking. Deborah. Did Deborah come? I did. This is Deborah. Yay. Paul Getty is here. Ryan Thompson, Ryan Sullivan, and Ori Boss, who's going to be coming up speaking pretty soon too. Yay. So Harvard is a retired professor, but although he's still working a lot, of anthropology at App State in Boone. He has founded or co-founded several environmental organizations in our state and beyond, including the Blue Ridge Sierra Club, Appalachian Voices, the North Carolina Clean Air Coalition, Arctic Voices, and now the Climate Convergence on Raleigh Steering Committee. He decided last year to dedicate the rest of his career to helping stop climate change in North Carolina and throughout the world. Harvard.
Thank you very much, Karen. I've got about 2 or 3 minutes to teach you a course, the equivalent of a semester-long course, and it's on something called the KXL pipeline. The material which the KXL pipeline would bring to our Gulf Coast from northern Alberta, which of course is just across from Montana in Canada, is the dirtiest known oil ever. I mean, it's like tar. It's more like tar than it is oil. And I just first of all wanted to tell you that the President's decision, he is the only deciding person on this. President Obama will decide probably within the next 2 months whether or not to approve this pipeline. Let me tell you why he shouldn't. Here's the main reason. If he does this, this is going to really open a large door to a source of carbon that is equivalent to all proven reserves of oil, gas, and coal. Oh, I'm sorry, forget coal. That's not true, not coal. We really got to get rid of coal. But anyway, oil and gas proven reserves, all the carbon that they have, Saudi Arabia, the whole works. That's what it is up there in northern Alberta. They have enough carbon to basically put us over the limit of 2 or 2.5 degrees centigrade that we talk about all the time. You won't hear that much, and you'll hear people say the pipeline itself isn't carrying enough oil, 700,000 gallons a day, to the Gulf Coast to be actually exported. They're going to export it from the United States. It's no value to us, or most of it at least. But that, you know, they don't go on and tell you the potential of this thing. If we really get a bunch of pipelines like that going to the West Coast, going to the East Coast, Vancouver, over to Ontario and Quebec, this is going to really sink us. It really will. And if the President approves this, I've already decided that I will do whatever I can to protest, and that includes joining Jim Hansen being arrested up at the White House. So that's going to happen. I can promise you that. I can promise you one other thing, and I'll be through, because I promise to keep it short. I'm an anthropologist. I've written a book, as she said, about people, the effects on native groups here in our North American continent of environmental degradation. I'm going to make a trip to northern Alberta this summer, reconnaissance trip, to visit the Native Americans that are being absolutely screwed by the mining of this horrible tar sands. Okay, and I want to thank the Raging Grannies for already bringing up the KXL pipeline and what that means, because that's really an important point that needs to be driven home. Thank you.
Yay, Harvard. Thank you, Harvard.